Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam tato jayam mutirayet Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavatim uttama shloke bhaktirabhavati naishtaki. Hare Krishna. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, second chapter, titled as Remembrance of Lord Sri Krishna. Here is the conversation between Vidurji and Uddhavji, which started in the chapter 1, is continuing here, and Sri Shukdev Goswami is reciting this to Parikshit Maharaj. So when Vidurji asked the questions, then Uddhavji, who is a great devotee of Lord, he started remembering Lord Krishna. All the questions which were asked by Vidurji were pertinent and related to Krishna. So Shukdev Goswami says, Iti Bhagavata Prashtha Kshatravartam Priyashrayam Prativaktum na Chotseha Oktam Oktakantayat Smritishvaraha. Translation. Sri Shukdev Goswami said, when the great devotee Uddhava was asked by Vidura to speak on the message of dearest Lord Sri Krishna, Uddhava was unable to answer immediately due to excessive anxiety at the remembrance of Lord. So here we can see that as soon as Vidurji asked the questions about Lord Krishna, Uddhavji, who is great devotee and associate of Lord, he remembered everything about Lord. And he became anxious. Autkantayat. Autkantayat means excessive anxiety. So there are two types of anxiety. One anxiety is for the material things, and another anxiety is for Lord Krishna. So what is the difference between the two anxieties? So material anxieties give us stress, while the anxiety for Krishna, it brings us a transcendental pleasure that we are able to remember Krishna. Like, as soon as we start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, or we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam or Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it reminds us of Lord Krishna and his pastimes. So, Srila Prabhupada was very anxious for opening the temples, various temples. When Srila Prabhupada was on this planet, he opened more than 108 temples. So, do you think that there was no anxiety for Srila Prabhupada? Like there was a Bombay Chowpatty temple, when Srila Prabhupada acquired the land, the land was sold to two people at the same time. So the guy who sold the land, uh, he took money from Prabhupada and took money from other also, and sold the land to two people, same land. So there was tremendous anxiety. But then what is that anxiety for? So the anxiety was for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada traveled all over the world. So don't you think there was anxiety for Srila Prabhupada? Every temple, there is so many problems. So many problems every temple. There is administrative problem, then devotees issue, then book distribution, then financial management. Not only one temple, but 100 temples. Won't there be any anxiety? There will be an anxiety. But all this anxiety which are there, that is for Krishna. So it reminds you of Krishna. It brings you closer to Krishna. So taking stress or anxiety for Krishna is not bad. But like our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he travels all over the world. So his health is not well. So there is anxiety involved. But then what is that anxiety for? That is for Krishna. So when we remember Krishna, we should be anxious actually. We should whenever somebody tells us about Krishna, we should have that anxiety that, oh, when will I meet Krishna? Or we should remember all the pastimes of Krishna. So just by remembrance. So Shukdev Goswami says that the great devotee Uddhavji, Bhagavata, Bhagavata, iti Bhagavata, he says, Shukavacha, iti Bhagavata Prishta. So there is a word Bhagavata. So there are two types of Bhagavata. One is Srimad Bhagavata, which is the book Bhagavata, and the person Bhagavata. Person Bhagavata is the devotee himself. So here Shukdev Goswami is saying Bhagavata to Uddhavji. So there are two types of Bhagavata. So when say Nityama Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So when you say Bhagavata Sevaya means what? So the Bhagavata Sevaya is, there are two types of Bhagavata as we said. One is person Bhagavat and another is the book Bhagavata. So we should serve the devotee daily and we should also read Srimad Bhagavatam daily. So this is the Bhagavata. So Shikovacha iti Bhagavata Prishta Kshatravartam Priya Ashrayam. Priya Ashrayam. So Priya is very dear and Ashraya. Ashraya means shelter actually. So who is Priya Ashraya of devotee? So Krishna. Krishna is very dear and he is the shelter for the devotee. So then, as soon as Uddhavji, who is a Bhagavata and who is the great devotee of Lord, as soon as he heard these questions about Lord Krishna, he became Autkantayat. Autkantayat means he became anxious. How? Smarita Ishvaraha. Smarita Ishvaraha. Smarita means remembering and Ishvara means Krishna. So, remembrance about Krishna. Now, what does remembrance about Krishna means? Remembrance about Krishna means that remembering all the pastimes of Lord Krishna, right from childhood until his going back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. So, Lord Krishna's all the pastimes, Uddhavji remembered. Why? Because since when Uddhavji was young child, he was with Lord Krishna. So he knew each and every pastime of Lord Krishna. And also Uddhavji had a very close relationship with Lord Krishna. Uddhavji, actually, he looked exactly like Krishna. If you see the physical features of Lord Krishna and Uddhavji, they are identical. Actually, gopis, when Uddhavji arrived in Vrindavan, gopis got confused whether this is Krishna or what. Because Uddhavji looked exactly like Krishna. Because he was very great devotee of Lord Krishna, so he was always in association with Lord Krishna. So here one transcendental quality of devotees mentioned is devotees are always anxious for Krishna. When will we serve Krishna? When will we be able to celebrate the festival of Krishna or something like that? So devotees are always anxious to serve Krishna, always anxious when they remember Krishna. They are always anxious for service actually. Priya Ashrayam. And our only ashraya is Lord Krishna. There is no other ashraya. Priya Ashrayam. So Shikuvacha iti Bhagavata Prishta Kshatravartam Priyashrayam. Kshatravartam means Kshatra here is said is by Vidurji. Vartam is message. Iti Bhagavata Prishta Kshatravartam Priyashrayam Prativaktum na cha utseha. Prativaktum. Prativaktum is to reply. Na cha utseha. He became eager. Utkanthayat Smritishwaraha. Smritishwara. So Uddhava was not able to answer. Prativaktum na cha utseha. Na cha utseha means he was not able to answer immediately. So as soon as Vidurji asked, Uddhavji was like silent for some time. He heard the questions, but he didn't reply. He was just like sitting like that. Why? Because whole body he was remembering Krishna and he got choked up. When you are choked up with the emotions, then you can't speak. Actually, that's what happens. With just there is no words. So here, Vidurji, when he asked all these questions, Uddhavji got emotional and he was anxious. He was remembering everything about his dear Lord, Prati Ashrayam, and he could not speak a single word because his whole throat was choked, everything was choked up by remembrance of Lord Krishna because Lord Krishna had already left. So this happens when somebody is very dear to you, he leaves you or he is away from you, then you choked up by remembering. So that is the symptom of love. So when gopis, they used to remember Krishna, gopis used to cry in remembrance of Krishna. Why? Because they loved Krishna so much. So this is the love which creates the emotions. So these are the transcendental emotions. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Jagannath Puri and he saw Jagannath Ji, he was also in transcendental situation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, started crying and he fainted on the ground and his breathing almost stopped actually because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had transcendental realization, transcendental symptoms. So devotees are very much attached to Lord Krishna, and that is what in Shikshashtakam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nayanam galada ashru dharaya vadanam gadgad ruddhaya gira pulakaye nishitam vapukada tavanama grahane bhavishyati. So he says that when will that time come when my eyes will be full of tears, and when that time will come when I will when my voice will choke up. What is this? This is guys. Pulakaye nichitam vapu kada tav nama grahani bhavishyati. So he says, Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with the tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? Nayanam galadashru dharaya vadanam gadgad ruddhayagira. Ruddhayagira means gadgad ho jana. Gadgad ho jana यानी कि आवाज ही नहीं निकलनी है. That is, you can't just speak. इतना प्रेम आ जाता है. पुलकये निचितम वपुकदा. और जो शरीर के बाल जो है वो stands on end because of the emotion. Tava nama grahani bhavishyati. Just by recitation of your name. हे भगवान, ऐसा कभी समय आएगा कि जैसे आपका नाम लेते ही मेरा अश्रु गिरने लगेंगे. हाँ, ऐसा कोई जैसे जैसे कि हमारे माता पिता है, वो अभी नहीं है, चल गए, बस गए. हाँ, तो अभी उनको जब याद आती है तो हमें रोना आता है कि कैसे हमारे माता पिता चले गए. तो ऐसा प्रेम हमें भगवान के नाम के लिए कभी आएगा कि भगवान का नाम आते ही हमारे आँख में अश्रु आ जाए. हम भौतिक जगत में तो बहुत अटैच रहते हैं, जैसे कि हम हमारे बच्चों से अटैच रहते हैं, हमारे माता पिता से अटैच रहते हैं कि जैसे उनकी याद आती है तो हमें थोड़ा रोना आ जाता है. तो ऐसा समय कब आएगा कि जब हम भगवान को याद करेंगे और हमारी आँख में अश्रु आने लगेंगे. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते हैं कि हे भगवान, चैतन्य महाप्रभु तो खुद भगवान ही है, लेकिन वो जो भगवान के भक्तों का स्वरूप में आए हैं, तो छन्न अवतार है, तो वो छुपा रहे अपनी आइडेंटिटी और कहते हैं कि हे प्रभु, ऐसा कब हो जाएगा कि मेरे आँख में आपकी याद आते ही अश्रु गिरने लगे. तो अश्रु क्यों गिरेंगे? तो दो प्रकार के अश्रु रहते हैं. एक तो है कि दुख के अश्रु, एक है सुख के अश्रु. तो भक्त के अश्रु कैसे रहते हैं, दुख के या सुख के? हाँ, तो देखिए, अश्रु जब निकलते हैं आँख में से तो जब आप उसको टच करेंगे तो उसका टेम्परेचर, हाँ, तो कुछ अश्रु ठंडे रहते हैं, कुछ अश्रु गर्म रहते हैं. जब व्यक्ति रोता है दुख में, हरे कृष्ण, when you are in pain, then the ashrus have different quality, and when you are in pleasure, the ashrus have different quality. तो ये जो अश्रु है भगवान के भक्तों के आंख में निकलने वाले अश्रु, ये कौन से प्रकार के हैं? ये दुख के हैं या सुख के हैं? बताइए. हाँ, सुख के हैं. भगवान से यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि हे भगवान आप मेरे से दूर हो गए, तो ये दुख के हैं या सुख के हैं? भक्त दुखी है या सुखी है भगवान से दूर हो गए? हाँ, तो उद्धव जी के गले में भी आवाज़ नहीं निकल रही है, भगवान चैतन्य महाप्रभु के गले में आवाज़ नहीं निकल रही है, अश्रु गिर रहे हैं. तो ये क्या अश्रु है? तो ये जो अश्रु है, ये है अचिंत्य भेदाभेद. यानी क्या? तो दुख भी है लेकिन दुख में सुख भी है. हाँ, साइमल्टेनियसली वन बट डिफरेंट. अचिंत्य भेदाभेद यानी क्या? तो दुख है कि भगवान चले गए हमारे से दूर, लेकिन सुख क्या है कि भगवान की याद आ रही है. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है कि हम भगवान को याद कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि उद्धव जी, as soon as he remembered Krishna, he had these transcendental symptoms. Srila Prabhupada one time in the temple, he had these transcendental symptoms, so his eyes were like he was almost crying. He was almost crying, but he was choked up. But then Srila Prabhupada ji never publicly demonstrated his transcendental symptoms. Sometimes उसको कहते हैं सहज भाव भी कहते हैं. कुछ लोग ऐसे सहज भाव में दिखावा करते हैं कि हम बहुत बड़े भक्त हैं. So then to show that they cry, but that is a bogus. They have not seen Krishna. They do not have, like, but they want to make sure that okay, people appreciate. तो लोग भगवान को देख के थोड़ा बोगस भी करते हैं लोग. तो ऐसे लोगों से भी हमें सावधान रहना है. We should not be सहज भाव, right? So with that we'll pause here and we'll continue next tomorrow. Randraj Srimad Bhagavatam की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.